Well, the United States inundated by immigrants. According to a new report, the immigrant population has reached 43.7 million, including their children. And that number climbs to more than 60 million, which totals almost 1/5 of the total population, if you can do all that math there. So what impact does this have on American society? Here now to weigh in is the co-author of that report from the Center for Immigration Studies, Dr. Stephen Camarota. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
So those numbers specifically, you put these numbers together. Did that surprise you? And why don't we hear more about these numbers?
Well, that is really the great question, right? The immigrant population, that is just the foreign-born, excluding their children, has doubled since 1990, tripled since 1980, and quadrupled since 1970. And it certainly has a huge impact. 1 out of every 4 kids in America's schools today is from an immigrant family. About 1/3 of all the kids in poverty in America today come from an immigrant family. So these are very large effects. Now, there are costs and benefits to this, but we really don't get the big debate about whether this makes sense for the country. And of course, since we have such a generous legal immigration system, that's what's driving this.
Yeah, and let's take a look at the projected immigrant population just moving forward. 2020, 47.9 million, 2040, 65.1 million, and then 2060, 78.2 million. So you just mentioned this briefly. I mean, what's the benefit? Let's start there. What is the benefit?
Well, the benefit might be often to employers. If you increase the supply of workers, generally, on balance, you tend to reduce wages. So if you're looking to hire someone, or maybe you're looking to buy something, it should translate into lower consumer prices or higher profits for businesses. So that'd be one of the benefits you'd get from immigration.
And then the opposite, what the negative?
The negative generally is for workers, particularly at the bottom end of the labor market. You tend to push down their wages, push down their employment opportunities. And also the research generally shows that while many immigrants are very affluent and do well, overall immigrants tend to be poor, use more in public services. About half of immigrant households are on welfare, for example. So it tends to be bad for taxpayers. So workers and taxpayers tend to lose out, but say employers tend to do better.
Now, we can take a look at this as well. This may not surprise a lot of people. The largest immigrant increases since 2010 have been specifically in these. We're just going to show the top 3 states: Texas, Florida, and California. Are we talking about legal immigration, just legal immigration, or are you including illegal?
Yeah, so the Census Bureau does capture a large fraction of the illegal immigrants as well. So we think that about 90% of them respond to census surveys like this. We think about 10 million people, for example, sent their census forms back in 2010 who are here illegally. We actually drew congressional districts for them and everything. So census data of this kind generally captures both legal and illegal. It misses some people. Probably about 2 million legal and illegal immigrants get missed. So the total immigrant population is about 44 million, as you said at the outset. If we adjusted for that undercount, it's probably about 46 million. If we count their U.S.-born minor children, then you get to about 60, 61 million.
And then the country that has the largest number of immigrants coming here, that would be Mexico, but they actually decreased 1% since 2010, Mexican immigration. Thank you so much, Dr. Camarota, for joining us. We appreciate it. Some very interesting numbers.
Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you.